know, the Oscars are a little more than a week away. Billy Crystal, he is dusting off the life-size golden statues and preparing his speech while the actors are getting ready for Hollywood's biggest night. And the same thing is happening right here in the Valley as preps are underway for Oscar Night America. Today we are in the Stone Creek Kitchen with executive chef Todd Sicolo from the Arizona Biltmore, where Oscar Night America, it's being held, and it's always a big deal for you guys, and we appreciate you being on the show.
Appreciate you having us. Thank you.
Now, you always do something really, really grand. So, of course, it is part of the main course is going to be these yummy, yummy crab cakes that we're going to make today.
Correct. Yep. And we use a lot of local ingredients, so we definitely wanted to partner with a lot of local farms and vendors, so we got a lot of good stuff.
Good. Well, let's talk about some of the ingredients that we're going to be using. We'll start off here. My first question to you is this imitation crab, and what'd you say?
It's absolutely not. It's jumbo lump crab meat. You got to start with the best quality ingredients, and you have the best quality food.
Only at the Biltmore.
Only at the Biltmore, that's right.
All right, so let's get started here. Tell me how we're going to make this fantastic feast.
What we're going to do is we're going to mince some shallot, all right? So we got the local shallots from Maya Farms. We did some Biltmore plucked basil here.
You guys have a fresh garden out there?
We do. So we're just going to take a little bit of this. We're going to put this into the bowl.
Now, you were talking to me about what a shallot is, but are shallots always part of a red onion?
The shallot is in the family of a red onion and garlic. It's actually mixed together. So it's actually a little bit sweeter. So this way you don't have to use both the onion and the garlic. It actually saves you a step.
Great.
So we're going to take some of the basil. We're going to mix that in there as well. Arizona Biltmore plucked lemon.
Okay, good.
Right from the trees. Okay. We're going to do some Maya Farms local corn.
Now, is corn typically found in a crab cake?
It's not. We actually add it for a little texture, so this way you have a lot of soft from the crab and the basil, and the corn will actually give you a little crunch. You're going to add the jumbo lump crab meat. You only use it
jumbo. That's huge crab pieces right there.
Yeah, and the trick now is not to over mix it. You know, when you get a crab cake and it's mouchad, I said we like to say mouchad.
And I would say mushed.
Mushed, yep. So we want to keep them in those big pieces like that. So we're going to add a little bit of mayonnaise just to bind it, a little bit of Dijon mustard.
Now, do you measure it out? I'm sure the chefs there don't, but there's a certain consistency that we're looking for, right?
There is, yeah. We're ultimately going to end up forming them. So you just want enough moisture so you can actually form them into a cake itself. And then from that process, we're going to actually cook it from there. So we're going to add a little bit of fresh thyme. Again, this came from one of the local farms. This came from South Mountain.
I'm shocked it didn't come from the Biltmore. I'm sure
it didn't. It didn't.
Planted there somewhere.
And then we're just going to add a little. This is actually breadcrumbs. These are Japanese breadcrumbs, panko.
Okay.
So you're going to just mix this lightly. You really don't want to offend the crab. You don't want to get it all mashed up or mouchad like we talked about. Mouchad. So once you have it mixed, you're going to let it sit because these are pretty crunchy, so you want that moisture to soak it up. Once it sits for a little bit, you'll be able to apply it into a cake.
So we're not putting any egg or anything in this? Because doesn't egg usually hold stuff together?
No egg. We try to keep it without eggs.
Okay.
Completely. So once you have the cake done, formed, we're going to start to saute it. So we're going to make them nice and caramelized brown. We're going to use a little bit of the Queen Creek olive oil.
Now, they were on our show yesterday.
Now, great company.
Yes, and we were talking about their bacon-infused olive oil. Have you tried that yet?
I haven't, but you told me, and I'm going to go get it today.
Yes.
So for sure.
Or maybe they'll be dropping it off to you. Should I pour it in here?
Yeah, throw a little tablespoon, about a tablespoon.
Do we want this already hot?
We do.
Throw the
it would be
oil in?
Yeah, it would be good if the pan was already hot.
Tell me when to stop, because I have no idea.
There you go. That's good.
Okay.
We're going to make it a little bit hotter, and we're going to add the crab cakes to this. You want to hear it sizzle, so you hear them sizzling?
Yep, they're talking to us right now.
So we're going to leave those sit there for a little bit, and then they're going to caramelize on both sides.
Now, do we need to focus on getting the sides right here sort of brown, or we're just going up and down?
We're going to go up and down.
Okay.
So we're just going to sear it for about 2 minutes on one side and 2 minutes on the other side, so when you go to break, when we come back, we'll start going towards the next step.
Perfect, which means we're that much closer to eating.
That's right.
Okay. Now, obviously, we're in the Stone Creek Kitchen today, and we are talking about the big event for Oscar Night America. So, Chef Todd, he's making up some yummy, yummy food, but we're going to have some really important people talking about the Arthritis Foundation, and then Mr. Harkins is going to be here talking about it. What's on the menu, real quick, for that night?
You know, we actually have a cocktail appetizer. We're doing a chicken and crab cake entree, and we're doing a chocolate cake for the dessert.
Yum.
So.
I heard you should start with chocolate cake.
You should always start with chocolate.
Always.
My household, you have to.
Yeah, my household, that's what you do too. Okay, so we are going to keep working on the crab cakes for this dish while we learn more about Oscar Night America.